Welcome to this deep dive into the world of tariffs on impartial points. Today, we're going to explore what tariffs are, how they are used to protect local industries, and the effects they have on consumer prices when applied broadly. Tariffs have been a hot topic in global trade discussions for decades, and understanding how they work can help us better grasp the complexities of international economics and trade policies. So let's break it all down. Part 1. What is a tariff? To start off, let's define what a tariff is. Simply put, a tariff is a tax that a government imposes on imported goods and services. This tax is added to the cost of the imported product, making it more expensive than its original price. Think of a tariff as a surcharge that must be paid when a product enters a country. For example, if a car manufacturer in Japan wants to sell its cars in the United States, the U.S. government might impose a tariff on each car imported. This could be a flat fee per car, or it could be a percentage of the car's total value. Tariffs are one of the oldest forms of trade regulation and are still widely used by countries around the world. Governments impose tariffs for a variety of reasons, including to raise revenue, protect domestic industries from foreign competition, and even as a tool in diplomatic negotiations. Part 2. Types of tariffs. Tariffs come in different forms, and understanding these can help us see how they function in the real world. There are 3 primary types of tariffs. Specific tariff. This is a fixed fee applied per unit of an imported good. For example, a government might charge $500 for every car imported into the country, regardless of the car's value. Ad valorem tariff. Unlike specific tariffs, ad valorem tariffs are calculated as a percentage of the value of the imported goods. For instance, if a 10% ad valorem tariff is placed on imported smartphones, a phone that costs $500 would incur an additional $50 in taxes. Compound tariff. This type combines both specific and ad valorem tariffs. So, a government might impose a $200 specific tariff on a car plus an additional 5% of its value. These different types of tariffs allow governments to adjust their policies based on their economic objectives, whether it's protecting certain industries, generating revenue, or managing trade relationships with other countries. Part 3. How tariffs protect local industries. Now that we understand what tariffs are, let's talk about how they can be used to protect local industries. This is one of the main reasons governments impose tariffs. When a country imports goods from abroad, those goods often come from countries where the cost of production is lower. This could be due to cheaper labor, lower environmental regulations, or other factors. Because of these cost advantages, foreign goods can often be sold at a lower price than domestically produced goods. This is where tariffs come into play. By imposing a tariff, the government increases the cost of the imported goods, making them more expensive for consumers. As a result, domestic products become relatively cheaper or more competitive. For example, let's say country A produces steel at $100 per ton, while country B can produce it at $80 per ton. If country A imposes a $30 tariff on steel from country B, the cost of imported steel would rise to $110 per ton. This makes domestically produced steel a more attractive option for buyers within country A, thereby protecting the local steel industry from being outcompeted by cheaper foreign imports. This protection can help domestic industries grow, preserve jobs, and encourage local investment. It can also help young or infant industries develop, especially in countries looking to diversify their economies. It's also used to protect industries important to national security to maintain a domestic supply chain. Part 4. The broader impact on consumer prices. While tariffs can protect local industries, they also come with some significant downsides, particularly for consumers. This is because tariffs increase the cost of imported goods. When a tariff is applied, the additional cost is often passed on to consumers in the form of higher prices. Let's consider an example. If a country imposes a 20% tariff on imported electronics, the cost of those products will go up. Retailers will typically pass this increased cost to consumers, leading to higher prices on the shelves. This effect is the goal of a tariff. The broader the application of tariffs, the greater the impact on consumer prices. If a government imposes high tariffs on a wide range of products like food, clothing, and electronics, consumers will face higher prices across many aspects of their daily lives. Let's take a closer look at some of the key ways tariffs raise consumer prices. Direct price increases. Tariffs directly increase the cost of imported goods. For example, if a $200 television faces a 25% tariff, it will now cost $250. This higher price is usually absorbed by the consumer. Reduced competition. Tariffs can reduce competition from foreign companies. When competition decreases, domestic producers might raise their prices because there are fewer alternatives available. This can lead to higher prices even for goods produced locally. Supply chain costs. Many products are made using components sourced from different countries. For example, a car assembled in the US might have parts made in China, Japan, and Mexico. If tariffs are placed on these components, the overall cost of the finished product will increase, leading to higher prices for consumers. Retaliation and trade wars. Finally, tariffs can lead to trade wars, where countries retaliate by imposing their own tariffs on goods. This back and forth can disrupt international supply chains, reduce the availability of products, and increase prices. For example, during trade disputes between the US and China, tariffs led to increased costs for a wide range of consumer goods, from clothing to electronics. Part 5. The long-term effects of tariffs. While the short-term goal of tariffs is to protect domestic industries and increase government revenue, there are long-term consequences that need to be considered. Impact on domestic industries. While tariffs can provide temporary relief for local industries, they can also reduce the incentive for these industries to innovate or become more efficient. Without the pressure of foreign competition, domestic companies may not feel the need to improve their products or reduce costs. Impact on consumers. As we've discussed, higher prices can lead to reduced purchasing power for consumers. If consumers have to spend more on basic goods due to tariffs, they may have less money available for other purchases, which can slow down the economy. Impact on global trade. Over time, high tariffs can lead to a decline in global trade. When countries impose tariffs on each other's goods, it can create a ripple effect, reducing trade flows and harming economic growth on a global scale. This is particularly concerning in a world where economies are increasingly interconnected. In summary, tariffs are a powerful tool that governments can use to protect local industries, generate revenue, and influence trade relationships. However, they come with trade-offs, especially for consumers. While they can help safeguard jobs and boost domestic production, they often lead to higher prices, reduced competition, and potential economic retaliation from other countries. Understanding the balance between protecting local industries and maintaining affordable prices for consumers is a key challenge for policymakers. As global trade continues to shape our world, the role of tariffs will remain a critical and often controversial aspect of international trade. Thank you for joining us in this exploration of tariffs, their purposes, and their impacts. We hope you found this discussion informative and insightful. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the world of information at your fingertips.